We are live with Lunch Break Live. We have Chef Caryn in the kitchen. Take it away.
Okay, let's go. First, we are starting with a marinade because we're going to be using banana blossoms today. Your world is going to be rocked using these little guys. So put my friends over to the side, and we're going to start with a marinade. I'm going to add a few cups, actually just 2 cups of water. And then, or 2-ish cups of water. And then we're using this sushi nori. You can find it at any grocery store. And it's going to give your final product, not revealing that yet, it's going to give your final product a real fishy smell and taste without being fishy. For real. Okay, take a whole sheet, throw that sucker in there. And then we're going to add a little bit of miso. Miso is good for the gut. Use it. And it's also going to give you some umami power. Yes, umami is a power, a superpower. That up to the side. We've got juice of 1/2 lemon. Just squeeze it in there. It's okay if you get seeds. Nothing's going to happen to your tummy because this blender and every blender is going to pulverize the seeds. Compost it, put it down the garbage disposal so it smells nice, whatever. And then also we're going to add a little bit of dill. Okay, it's just a few ingredients, you guys. Just a few ingredients. And because we have mostly water in there, we're not going to blend for a long time. Just enough to get it mixed up and to take our sushi nori and just grind it up.
I'm going to get a blender dance. Let's see, Caryn.
Real short, because we're going to do this again a little bit later. I promise. Okay, so that's all we're doing. The dance would be so super short, it would be really boring. Okay, so see that? We're not doing anything with it yet. I like to marinade in, and I know that they're not very friendly to the environment, and I'm sorry, and I actually do reuse these as much as I can. But I like to use plastic bags when I'm marinating because then I can kind of squish things around. If they're in like a tray or something hard, like, plastic or glass or whatever, it's real hard to get whatever you're marinating, get those juices in there. Okay, so I'll show you just a minute. Banana blossoms, you can get them on Amazon. You can get them at any of your local international grocery stores. Okay, it kind of reminds me of jackfruit. And I have here my colander in a bowl so that I can do this in front of you. Normally I would just do this right over the sink or right in the sink. Okay, so these little things, they're a little creepy. I'm just going to call it the way I see it. They're a little creepy. This is these are the blossoms. If you can think about bananas, like how they bunch and then they bunch when they're up on a tree. At the very bottom of a bunch, the bottom, they're flowers, and these are the blossoms of the flowers. I'm here in St. Louis, and that kind of stuff you don't see every day. So you got to go to the tropics. But they look, it's just not, it's not something. Listen, if you're trying to get somebody to transition to a vegan or a plant-based diet, this is not going to win them over. Eventually, this will. But right now, you might want to just do it like behind closed doors. Okay, so we're going to take our banana blossoms. And they're always going to be in this 28-ounce can, those larger cans, not expensive, like $2, maybe $3. Everything goes in there. Yeah? Okay. All right, marinade, right in there. Whole thing. Now what you want to do is keep this in the refrigerator to let it soak up all of these beautiful flavors. Now when you're doing this also, set your bag down and squeeze or suck the air out as much as you possibly can. Get as much of that air out as you possibly can, almost creating a vacuum pack. So you're really infusing those flavors into the banana blossoms. All right, so we're going to sit here and look at each other for 24 hours while this marinade, kidding.
We have Caryn in the house, and she is quite a banter babe. Banter babe, we're going to call you. She's making these banana blossom fish fillets with homemade tartare. That's right. And this is all plant-based. And you run a center out there to bring people into the kitchen and teach them how to do it. But we're going to take it back to you. More from Caryn.
Thank you, Paige. So this, we like to call this TV magic. This is a marinated version of blossoms that I put in the refrigerator yesterday. They can just sit in the refrigerator for an hour. That's fine. But I like to do all my marinades 24 hours. Just really soak it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my colander again, get rid of the juice from before, and get rid of the juice this time, the marinade, and you're going to have a lot of your miso. Your miso, yes, but also your nori on there, and that's fine. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to get rid of all of that extra liquid, and then we're going to start breading. Then we're going to put it in the air fryer, and then we're going to eat the hell out of it because it's so delicious. Okay.
Wow, we have quite a crowd here watching today. We've got Kat and Tina and Tom. Oh my goodness. And let's see. So a couple people are late to the party, but they're on their way. I know it. Thanks everybody for watching us here. We are all the way from St. Louis, Missouri, USA. Back to you, Chef Caryn. Take it away.
All right.
Yeah, Cornwall.
Center of the country, St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm actually broadcasting today from the Center for Plant-Based Living, which is the nation's first 100% plant-based culinary and nutrition education center. So join us sometime. All right, so I'm going to get rid of some of this marinade stuff because it's just going to confuse me with too many things in front of me because, I can't really pay attention. All right, so the marinade's done. We've marinated our banana blossoms. Remember, you can find these at any international grocery store and also Amazon. Very cheap, 20-ounce can, about $2 to $3. All right, so now we're going to make a batter and a breading, and then we're just going to throw them in the air fryer, okay? So, and then while that's cooking for a few minutes, we'll make up the tartar sauce, which is going to rock your world because we're going to make it from the mayo that you're going to learn how to make. Okay, stop talking, Caryn, stop talking. Okay, so we have oat flour right here. I make my own oat flour, and all that means is I buy oats because I use it in so many different ways. If I need oat flour, I just simply grind it in a blender. Again, it does not need to be a high-speed blender. You do not need to go bankrupt. However, it does make life a little bit easier. Put oats in here, grind, sift, and put in a container. And I keep it in the refrigerator just to keep it nice and dry. Okay, so 1 cup of oat flour, 1 cup-ish. Now these are beer battered fish fillets. They do not need to be beer battered. You can use near beer, fake beer, or what you can do is you can simply just use water or a plant-based milk in here. So it does not need to be beer. It's just kind of a thing that I grew up with, beer battered, of course it was deep fried back then. Beer battered fish fillets. So I'm going to use a little bit of beer because I have it in front of me. But again, certainly you do not need to use it. And then mix it up.
Okay, now Betty in Cornwall wants to know, what are banana blossoms and where are they from? She kind of came late to the kitchen. We're all good with that. So I think a lot of inquiring minds want to know. Take it away.
Okay, so when in the tropics or wherever you see banana trees, bananas, just like you can buy them in the grocery store, they're in bunches, and that's how they grow. They grow in bunches, kind of in these really cool domes. And there's like 2 or 3 when they grow from the tree. Now at the bottom of those bananas, down here, is where you're going to see some really pretty flowers. And before they become flowers, they're blossoms, and that's what this is. And I don't know the history on the person who figured out, the bananas are cool, I'll still buy those. But those blossoms, those are probably really delicious too, especially if you beer batter them and add some breadcrumbs and put them in an air fryer.
Oh my gosh. Tell us the inspiration for creating your incredible culinary plant-based center. Take it away.
Thanks for asking, Paige. I've been doing this since 2008 when I adopted a plant-based diet. Lost my dad to cancer 10 weeks after he passed away. I was diagnosed. So that was the impetus to really get my head on straight about nutrition. And for years and years, I started teaching people about the benefits of a plant-based diet through all kinds of training that I did, or that I went through, including the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. So I'm a Food for Life certified coach. And I was going to grocery stores and community centers and hospitals and schools and all these different places teaching people about the benefits of a plant-based diet. And then one night I was laying awake and I thought, oh my gosh, I need a place to go for people to come to me and people like me who are sick or who are just curious. I can't be a moving target. I cannot make this difficult for people. And I don't want to make it too difficult for me because I'm schlepping all over town with all my stuff. So for 2 years, I saved everything I had because I didn't want to be in debt. I saved everything I had. And on the anniversary of my dad's passing, August 19th, 2019, we opened up, again, the nation's first plant-based nutrition and culinary education center, the Center for Plant-Based Living. And after the pandemic started, we went almost 100% virtual. And now we still have virtual classes and a membership.
Incredible, because you can offer all your offerings all over the world now because you are virtual. This is incredible. Okay, back to the banana blossoms because Betty Ann wants to know, are they sweet?
No, they're not. This is a savory dish. You certainly could add a little bit of, like, if you wanted to add some maple syrup to the batter, you certainly could. That's actually a pretty good idea now that I can think about it. So I would really encourage you to do that. The breading is 2 cups of panko. Now I did share today's show with a couple of gluten-free vegan groups, and you can buy these Ian's gluten-free panko breadcrumbs, which I've used before, and they work really nice. So the breadcrumbs are really easy to come by gluten-free. The only reason I'm not using them today is because I already had the Trader Joe's bags open in the back. So easy enough to go gluten-free here. Okay, we have the panko breadcrumbs. Then we're going to add a little bit of Old Bay. I'm not going to shake. I'm going to really pour it in there because we want to taste that seaweed. And then also kelp flakes. These are kelp flakes. I got these at Whole Foods. You can also get this off of Amazon or probably any grocery store. Many grocery stores will have kelp flakes now. Great source of iodine. Now, we're just going to mix all this business together just to get it well integrated. Okay. Yes. All right.
We also have inquiring minds want to know, like the cornroll, where can people find you? So I put your Instagram, but where can they find you on the World Wide Web?
This is so super annoying, I know, and I'm sorry, but if you go to cpbl-stl.com, so it's Center for Plant-Based Living -STL for St. Louis.com. But all of my classes and everything, all the information is connected in all the socials, Facebook and Instagram.
Fantastic. All right, back to those delicious, crispy, battered, air-fried banana blossom fish fillets.
I know it's a mouthful. Okay, so I have this air fryer here. It's a GoWise air fryer. We bought it Amazon, whatever that summer thing is called, Prime Day, for like $70, probably 4 years ago now. So it's not a super fancy one. You don't need fancy stuff. Now, one thing I had to kind of remedy, and somebody helped me with this, because I've used the air fryer so much, that coating has started to come off. I mean, so it's not so nonstick. I don't cook with oil. But guess what? This is parchment paper. That's right. We have a membership here at the Center for Plant-Based Living virtual, and somebody was telling me about this. Game changer.
Oh my gosh, are those actually designed for air fryers? They have those holes in them.
Yes, ma'am, they are.
Game changer.
Great. Okay, so we're going to take our blossoms and kind of pull them apart a little bit. Not pull them, but like, I guess open them up. Just open them up. And you're going to open up your can and be like, this girl is so crazy. These things are never going to look like fish. Okay, just grab one of these pieces of banana blossom and dunk them right into your batter and then into the panko. All right, easy enough. And then just put in your air fryer. That's all there is to it. And let me just tell you, this is exactly how I make my onion rings. Really anything that you used to deep fry, we can now air fry, and this is how I do it most of the time. I'll use different seasonings. And then this is actually the only one I use beer in. The other ones are either I mix the flour with either water or a plant-based milk. All right, so I'll just do a couple.
Oh my gosh, Tom would like to know, do you ever make vegan calamari like this? And what do you use?
Yes, so I have not revealed the recipe yet, but I do have it on my website back end that I will add to a class. And I marinate hearts of palm and marinate hearts of palm and then bread and then put in the air fryer. And I use the same, I think I use the same, I can't think of it right now, but I think it's the same seasonings. But it's whatever to keep, you want to keep that seaweed flavor or that fishy flavor, right?
Yes, and I think one of your students is watching, Lori Hushman. Yeah?
Oh, hello.
She said same way, so she must know some of your culinary secrets that you have over there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do one more. I'm gonna gotta find a big one, and you don't want to layer in this air fryer. I don't like to layer these. I'll layer my onion rings because they don't take up a whole lot of real estate, and the air can kind of get through that still. But not with these guys. I really want to. Okay. I mean, they almost just kind of fall apart, and it's okay. Don't fret. It's just food, right?
Yeah, it's just food, and nobody had to die for this meal, so we're very excited about this. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, this is a total game changer. We are live with Lunch Break Live. We are here with Caryn Dugan. Yes, she is a regular chef here on our show. You can find her printable recipe from her past shows, as well as this one coming up on janeunchained.com. This is so exciting. All right, back to you. Total game changer here. The air fryer and the fact that you are making these banana blossom. I'm telling you, they look like a full squid experience there. Octopus, you name it. And that wasn't. Those were banana blossoms, y'all. All right, everybody tracking and following. This is incredible. We are so excited that you are joining us here on Lunch Break Live. Back to you.
Just lost my clip. Okay, sorry. All right, so this is going for about 15 minutes, and we'll take a look at it. Now, while that's going, we're going to make the best mayo you have ever had, vegan or not. Okay, I love this stuff, and the reason we're making the mayo is because it's the base for our tartar sauce. Okay, so pay attention. This is the mayo. Like, even my mom's like, will you just make the mayo? I'm like, Mom, it has to be branded in your head. Like, you can make it. She's like, no, it's the best when somebody else makes it. So I'm going to make this and give it to her today. She'll be so excited. She's actually working right next door. Okay, so we're going to I'll put everything out here. In Paige, I've even taken a picture of everything for you already.
Woohoo! Now, Betty Ann wants to know, do they get real crispy in the air fryer?
They do get real crispy in the air fryer. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Too. Okay, I am going to grab just some scissors. Excuse me.
Yes, no problem. Tom makes a good point. This is why people need to watch Seaspiracy. So many options. Go with the vegan. That's right. All right, back to you.
Okay, I'm going to open up this box. It's just a 12-ounce box of extra firm silken tofu. I like to use silken tofu when I'm making mousses or condiments like mayo because it gives it that nice, really silky flavor. Or texture. If you can't find silken, or you just don't have it in the fridge, but you have regular, that's totally fine. Just blend for a little bit longer. I'm going to open this up right over here. cut off the ends, cut through the top, and put the whole darn thing in there. All right. Then we're going to use a tablespoon and a half of raw cashews. This is an estimate, maybe a little bit more. Now the cashews, if you're on a whole food plant-based diet and you really want to pull the fat back, just add like 2, 3 or 4 cashews. You don't have to add any, but here's the thing with the cashews, it's not for flavor, it's for texture, and it gives it that really creamy texture that only tofu will not give you, but you do you. All right, juice of 1/2 lemon. I'm going to cut it right here. All right, again, we are putting this in the blender. Seeds, I don't care. It's fine. You'll never know. And this is a small lemon, so really err on the side of not adding too much because it is mayo and you don't really want to always taste that mayo. Okay, now we are going to add just a little bit of white wine vinegar just to get through that. Now here's the thing also, I'm still with you. I'm grabbing.
We are live with Lunch Break Live, y'all, and thank you so much for staying tuned. This is so exciting. We are getting play-by-play how to make your own vegan mayo, y'all. This is so exciting.
We want to add just a little bit of sweetness. This is date paste that I always keep in the freezer. I keep it in the freezer because it lasts longer in the freezer. I used to keep it in the refrigerator until it started to grow fur. Nobody likes a furry mayo, so I got rid of that, made more, and kept it in the freezer. When you keep it in the freezer, it starts to defrost pretty fast, okay? So it never gets really very hard. It just gets very, very thick. So you can see I just pulled it out of the freezer and it was just it's even easier than ice cream. It does not get as tough, hard as ice cream.
Okay, now Vivian wants to know, you made that yourself? Oh my goodness.
I did, Vivian, and it's all I do is add dates, make sure you take the pit out, dates, and drizzle in warm water as the blender is going pretty fast. You can make a syrup, so that's just adding more water. But I like to make a paste, less water. Hope that helps.
Wow, that's amazing. And that is an incredible sugar, or sweetener, not sugar, but a sweetener for anybody. Yep. Okay, so we've added the date paste. Now I'm going to add 3/4 of a teaspoon of mustard powder. If you don't have mustard powder, you can also just use regular yellow mustard. Totally fine. A little bit of sea salt, just a pinch. It is necessary. Don't fear the salt. That's a different conversation for a different day. And also, now, this is the one ingredient that makes the mayo. When I used to eat regular mayo before I went plant-based, it has that certain quality, right? That's why it's so popular. But I don't think that people realize that it's the egg in it that makes it so addictive. I mean, not psychologically, but just the taste. It's not like you eat mayo and you're like, this is so eggy, this is delicious. No, but it's that just teeny tiny layer of flavor that really makes the mayo. Now, we're not using eggs, clearly, but we are going to use a little bit of black salt, also called kala namak. It's Indian. This is, I don't know if you can do this. This is a rock of black salt. It actually is, it almost looks purple. This is from India. Dr. Jim Loomis, who is our medical director here at the Center for Plant-Based Living, he was also in the movie The Game Changers, and he works at PCRM as their medical director also. He speaks around the world, and before the pandemic, he took a trip to India to speak, I think to a med school, and so he visited all those wonderful spice markets that you see in movies, and came home with a lot of things and brought us here this rock, and this used to be a lot bigger, of black salt. Now, black salt is
highly sulfuric in smell and taste. So this is the egg flavor that we're going to add to our mayo. Eggs have that sulfur kind of smell taste. So this will mimic the smell and taste of the egg. Now it's very potent, especially in this whole form because I'm essentially grinding it like spices right now, so it's pretty potent. Now, if you want to buy your own black salt, you will most likely find it ground in international markets. Again, you can also get it off eBay, or I'm sorry, eBay, Amazon. Okay, and using my microplane, as you can see. So now, this is going to be our mayo. Oh, Paige and Craig. All right.
That was fun.
All right. Okay, so this is the mayo to die for. I mean, I will just eat it once we're signed off. I will be with my finger. Okay, so let's make some tartar sauce. This is our base, the mayo. Then we're going to add a little bit of dill relish, juice of 1/2 lemon. We're using lots of lemons, and some dried dill. And that is I have the dill over here. That is our tartar sauce. So let's get started. And I'm just going to make a little bit. Now the mayo is a lot better once it has been put in the fridge for a while. Those flavors really need to combine and it needs to set up a little bit, but just right off the bat, it ain't bad.
And it's so fresh. I love it.
I mean, it's so fresh, and I'm gonna catch my seeds on this one because we're finished blending. Just a little bit. And some dill. Oh, and dill, lemon, dill, mayo. Oh my God. So we haven't used any oil to emulsify. We have not needed to. Nothing is going to stick to the inside of your mouth. There's not going to be any buffer from oil. So you're really going to taste all of the flavors. And this is just, I can smell this. You're right, Paige. It's so fresh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So
what are some of your other favorites that you like to make, by the way? I just wanted to kind of take us over there for a second while that sits. Go for it.
Yeah. So I love making burgers. I do. I love making burgers because it's really just the flavor that you're playing with. Burgers, they really just need a couple things. They need binders, right? So you need potatoes or oats or beans or flax eggs, and that's pretty much in every burger. And then from there, you can just play it up. You can do a Mediterranean burger. You can do a chili burger. You can do a steak burger. I have a steak burger that was written up in our local paper over the summer, and it's a grillable steak burger. And I promise you, you can actually throw that sucker on the grill.
When you say steak, though, we got to let everybody know what you mean by that. What do you have in there?
So I get this steak seasoning. It's the Mitchell Street steak seasoning from Penzeys, and it's great. And then you just throw it into the mix it all up, put it into the refrigerator, put the mixture into the refrigerator for at least an hour so that can set up, pull it out, patty it up, parchment paper in the oven, done. Or you can do it stovetop, totally up to you. So burgers, I love making burgers. There's so much, and Paige, you know too, just being plant-based or vegan or whatever, word of the day is, but there's so much to eat, and I'm always creating new recipes for classes and for our virtual membership. But it's just, I'm kind of all over the board. Oh, one thing I am experimenting with more now is curries. So I really enjoy curries too. A jackfruit curry, do a chickpea curry. So kind of all over the board.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh my gosh. So by the way, if you're 2 more minutes, are you craving comfort food too, y'all? This is your crispy beer battered air fried banana blossom fish fillets with a homemade tartar. Can we see the tartar up close? I want to see the consistency of what it looks like, y'all. Take a look at this. Homemade, fresh, made from silken tofu. Oh,
yeah, and it does.
Incredible.
It gets thicker as it sits in the refrigerator. So it doesn't. It's still pretty thick, but it's a little bit runny, and the perfection comes after an hour or so in the refrigerator. And this will last. People always ask how long things before they start to go bad, and I think this one, actually, I've had the mayo, so I don't know exactly how long just the tartar sauce will last, but the mayo in a sealed container in the refrigerator will last, I would give it 5 days. So you'll get almost a week. You'll get a week out of it if you don't eat it all, pretty soon. But you know what? And I'm a big believer in the nose. So I'm smelling my food all the time. And every once in a while, something smells a little off, and just pitch it. It's not worth it, right? And it's just, most of this is a pauper's diet. The vegan diet is really a pauper's diet if you're going mostly plant-based, not, the processed foods do cost a little bit more. But if you're sticking with a whole food plant-based diet, I'd rather buy lentils any day of the week over a steak or lobster, putting the whole vegan thing aside. But meat, dairy, fish, fowl, all those animals, they're expensive, not to mention, just wrong to eat. So it's not only is this good for your health, but it's also good for your bank account. Dinner's up.
All right, everybody, you are watching live with Caryn Dugan, and we're all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. Let's take a look at these banana blossom beer battered. Look at that, crispy, ready to go.
Seriously, we need to sign off pretty soon because I'm going to be chomping away.
Now, would you be making some, also maybe some onion rings with those to go with that? What would you serve with those?
Serve with these, I would probably do a veg. I would do either a steamed or roasted veg on the side, just because even though this is air fried, there's hardly any fat. There's not much to it. It's still, I feel like there has to be a green or a cruciferous vegetable on my plate also to kind of balance that out. So, but this is, if you just air fry onion rings, you could do beer battered onion rings, very same recipe.
Oh my gosh, y'all. How amazing was this? Tom wants to book his flight now, head from Chicago over to you. Look,
Southwest Airlines, 3 flights a day.
Okay. Dinner's up. Lunch is ready, everybody. Thank you, Caryn, for joining us here on Lunch Break Live. We love having you. Come back again anytime. We got dates coming up. And we just want to thank everybody for watching. You can find this printable recipe and thousands of others, including others of Caryn's, on JaneUnchained.com. You can also head over to her website, which I put in the chat, which she's going to chat back with you, by the way. And we are definitely going to be inviting Caryn back for more. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for watching here on Jane Unchained, and head over to JaneUnchained.com for all that information. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.